What's going on, everybody? I'm Scars Leone, as always, and we're here with another Minecraft mod spotlight. We are doing a mod called PREFAB. This is a lot like the Great Architect, except all the blueprints are craftable. You do need materials to build them, but they will really make your game a lot easier. Vanilla Minecraft, a lot of new blocks, a lot of new crafting materials, but let's get into it. First off, all the new blocks that you will need. Right here, we have compressed stone, double compressed, triple compressed stone. They're not used for building. I think you can, however. Let's see. Yeah, you can place it. Each one is just, the compressed stone is made with a 3x3 grid of stone. And then the double compressed is the same using compressed stone, and then so on and so forth. Compressed glowstone is a 3x3 of glowstone. Double compressed is 3x3 of double compressed glowstone is 3x3 of compressed glowstone. And then same with dirt, double compressed dirt, obsidian. And then we have some new crafting materials, such as pile of bricks, which is a 3x3 of brick. Pallet of brick is 3x3 of the pile of bricks. Timber is with logs, not planks, but the logs. And then you have a heap of tinder and ton of timber. Compressed chest is an ender chest in the center with 8 chests around it. And then string of lanterns is using the paper lanterns. You can also now make glass stairs, glass slabs. While not 100% useful if you're looking to make a pure glass house or whatever, it's a really little helpful thing. And then there are some new blocks called phasic blocks and boundary blocks. And these are quite simple. Phasic block is basically for an invisible door, because you right click it or send a redstone input to it and it disappears. And then boundary block is kind of the same except slightly different. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. There. Boop. There. Boundary block basically just disappears. And when you add a redstone input to it, it reappears. And then the phasic block just disappears. So, but you can pass through this one. The boundary block you can't pass through. So when it disappears, you basically have an invisible block. Useful for making invisible walls, floors, whatever. The phasic block is more so for if you want a secret entrance. Bam. Hidden door, and no one has to know. And then if you right click it, after a while it reappears. But anyway, boop. And we kind of need that to reappear. So, boop, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear our inventory. And let's get into the rest of the mod. The main part of the mod. So, when you spawn into the world, you get your first blueprint. It is a starter house. It is a quick, easy house for you to, well, get started. It has everything you need, or you can modify it to have everything you need. But first, I have 4 blueprints in this chest. We got a starter house, a greenhouse, grassy plain, and a chicken coop. If you want to pause real quick to look at the recipes, I will have a link to the wiki down below in the description so you can look at all this yourself. And it'll give you all the recipes for everything in this mod. So that way you aren't hitting pause all the time. Anyway, these are the recipes for these 4 blueprints. We're going to go ahead and check them out. Okay. So, when you spawn into the world, you get a starter house. And all you have to do is you have the blueprint in your hand, you right click, and the starter house has a bunch of tabs and configs that you can do. You can change the style, so you have basic, ranch, hobbit style, desert style, snowy style, another desert style, a subaquatic style if you want to live underwater, which actually we might go with that one. Config, you can change what actually spawns it. You get this at when you first spawn into your Minecraft world. So you can literally have a house right off the bat with a crafting table, torches, chest, mine shaft, extra contents, I'll show you what those have, a furnace, and a bed, like right off the bat. And then blocks, you can change what color the glass is. We'll do red, and then we'll change our bed color to white. So let's, oh, I didn't want to build it there. Hold on. Let's try that again. Stay right there. Alright, here we go. So, this is our subaquatic house. Of course, since we're underwater, it's going to be dripping. But as you can see, you have your crafting table, furnace, an extra chest, you have your chest, another extra chest, and you have a chest that gives you all stone tools and weapons, leather armor to start with, and a bunch of stuff to start a simple little farm. And then down here is most of the starter houses. I think the Hobbit style has a bit of a tinier one, but most of them have a little plot for you to start a tiny farm, which is really cool and really awesome of the mod to even spawn that in. And then down here you have your mine shaft, a pre-built mine shaft for you to get started on your mining, so you don't have to go digging all the way down. This house has a cool little entrance and nice little flowers and fauna, so that way it's not so bland and boring. Alright, so now we have to get back home. So let's go game mode, survival. Now we're going to use a previous mod to get back home. Bam! Using the chorus warps mod to get all the way back home. It's very simple, but yet very effective. Okay, we're going to get rid of all this. We'll keep the axe because I've had some stuff spawn in here before, and it's been really annoying. They're really loud. Anyway, here's a little outside look of that house. It's really cool, and you know, like I said, you get this right from the start. Anyway, let's get into the other one. Here we have a chicken coop. You are able to preview it, so that way you know what it looks like or where it's going to look. We'll just build it right away. The chicken coop gives you a chicken to start off with. There is a fence here. All you have to do is wait for him to start laying eggs. And in here you have a place for all of them to lay their eggs. Don't know if they actually would lay their eggs there, but once he starts laying eggs, then you can start chucking them in there and get more chickens for food, eggs, whatever have you. I don't know why I'm coming back in. So, the next one we have is a simple little grassy plain. Oh, run that by me again, motherfucker? There better not be something in my house again. The fuck is... Okay, we're not going over there then. Grassy plain is simply just to clear 16... I think it's 16 by 16. Yeah, 16 by 16 block square of land to basically start whatever you're looking for. Wham. And now we have a nice grassy plain. We got grass, we got flowers, but we have a nice flat level place for us to start building whatever. Next up, we have a nice little greenhouse. Shut the fuck up. We'll preview this one to show it gives you a transparent view of what you're going to be building, where it's going to be located, what it would cut through and replace, and just exactly how big it is in case you want to place it in a different spot or just change it up a little bit. But this place is fine because we're just showcasing all this stuff. Then you walk in, it closes, and then you have a huge area to make your produce for. With glowstone, you can see all the outside. It looks fantastic. Excuse me. Whee! Okay. Excuse you? You're in my way. Get the fuck out of my house. No, you're next, bitch. Don't think you're not. Okay. Cool. Anyway, again, starter house, chicken coop, grassy plain, and greenhouse. Now, let's move on to our next four. We have a mineshaft entrance, an advanced chicken coop, a tree farm, and a barn. And this is mineshaft entrance, advanced chicken coop, very simple one. This is the barn, and then the tree farm. Just so you guys can pause it if you wish. If not, that's alright. Again, there will be a link to the wiki down in the description below, so you can look all this stuff up on your own. Alright, let's start with the mineshaft entrance. This is a quick, simple one. All you do, you right-click. You can change what color the bed is. We'll do orange, and then we'll build it. And all it is a nice little hut. You can have it right outside, or if you can place it wherever in the world you want. And you can have a nice little course warps. You can have a link block here and a link block in your main house in case you place it anywhere in the world. And they have enchanted chorus fruits. That way you don't lose them upon eating them and using them and warping back to wherever. That way you can have this wherever in the world and get back to it easily. So you have a nice little chest, a crafting table, and a furnace. You get a bed, and then of course you get the mine shaft all the way down. So it's a nice little way to just start a mine shaft instead of having to mine down into it. Excuse you? This is the advanced chicken coop. Oh, damn. Fine, I'll go away. And all it is just a bigger form of the chicken coop. So up top, you have, it gives you 4 chickens to start. And of course, you can go in and you can modify how many chickens you have by just adding more chickens. Like by throwing eggs or whatever. Down here, all that water is what it is doing is it's dragging all of those eggs into this hopper, and it's going to be depositing them in this chest. So while it's not the fastest way, it is a pretty quick way. And then you down here you can put, however, you can use those eggs to get as many chickens as you want down here. That way you have an egg farm up here, and then down here you have a feather and meat farm. So that way you have plenty of food to gather and feathers, and up here you get all the nice eggs. So it's just a nice little simple way to upgrade your chicken coop into a much more efficient farming method. Now we have the tree farm. This one is quite big. I think it's a bit bigger than the greenhouse, but we'll just go ahead and build it. I like the fact that you get to see it build. That was unfortunate. It cut off and spawned right inside where a water source was. So it's kind of washed away some things, such as flowers. But as you can see, you get all this glowstone to make it nice and shiny. All the torches keep things from spawning inside of it. Though there are giant gates, so it really doesn't do a whole lot to stop that anyway. But now you have a nice little 16 by 16 plot for your trees. Yeah. No, not 16 by 16. You have a nice little 4 by 4 plot to plant whatever trees you want and have a nice little source for wood. Now we have the barn. Now the barn is just a simple little place for you to. I like watching everything build. It's really cool. But here, your barn, you're going to be able to. Well, let's go on the sides. I guess. God damn it. I don't even know where you are. The barn is just a nice place to have whatever animals you want. You can have cows, pigs. You can have like breeding area here and containment area back here. So that way you can have, meat production. You got. It's a nice little way to start a animal farm. Nice little way, and it's a pretty simple crafting method. All of these do require, you know, quite a few materials to make, but it's not difficult. They're all craftable. Like, this is the mine shaft. The only hard part is really the iron pickaxes. And then this is the barn. The only hard part is the glowstone. And then, of course, the tree farm. The advanced chicken coop is quite easy. All you need is powder bricks, which is like 81 brick to make because you got to compress it and then compress it again. Anyway, on to the next 4. We have the produce farm, and it's very similar to the tree farm, except instead of flower pots, you have water buckets for the crafting recipe. We have a monster masher. You need zombie head and skeleton head and a bunch of other stuff, but this is the crafting recipe for that. We have a horse stable, a very simple crafting recipe, much like the chicken coop, and then a warehouse, which requires quite a bit of mining, but in the end it pays off quite well. And this is the crafting recipe for that. These are double compressed stones, and this is a triple. Same here, triple and then double. Alright, so let's go. I can't figure out how to do this. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's go check out these ones. Alright, so first up we have the monster masher. We'll just go ahead and place that right here. Let's just keep cyan glass. Alright, so now we have our monster masher. And if we go up here, you can see, and you can probably go in and modify this if you're good with redstone. I'm not, but I like tinkering with it and seeing what all I could possibly do with redstone, because redstone's a lot of fun to work with. Anyway, so here we have our monster masher. We have plenty of chests to store all of our stuff that we have in it. It does give us an enchanting table, which is really handy and free for us to even make. Like yeah. And then up here, it even has a little sign that tells us lamp on mobs, lamp off no mobs. So up in this big section up here, we have constantly mobs that are spawning. Let's see if we can get a look. Yeah, we have mob spawners. And a bunch of water that's going to be pushing them down towards the main area down there. Which I think, for it to even give us mob spawners, is fantastic. But anyway, so if we throw this on, it's going to start. So let's see, game mode, survival. Okay, so the creeper you gotta be a bit more careful with. And so you're able to run around, get all the stuff that doesn't go into the hopper. Hi. Anyway. Okay. So while they take a bunch of damage when they fall down, that way, you know, they're a bit easier to kill. Oh. Hi. Yeah, oh, haha. I'm in creative, so that was a bit my fault, but anything that you can't grab will go into a nice little hopper system down there and go right into this chest. That way, shut you off. And that way, you know, you have a nice little mob farmer. And the crafting recipe wasn't too difficult. I mean, it takes a little bit to actually build it, but you know what? In the end, you know, that saves you a lot of time having to run around finding all this stuff. Anyway, let's move on to the horse stable. So this is a quick little one. Quick little horse stable just to have some hay, water source, and pretty much just to put your friend for traveling. And it has nice little redstone, which I wasn't expecting when I first checked it out. I thought, oh, hey, where's the fence? I can't even get in this thing. it has redstone built in. And that's really cool to program that in and have a nice quick way. Oh man, it's even, wow. It's very simple redstone too. And this goes to the other button. Whoops. Probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. We'll pop you there. Did I fix it? Yes, I did. Okay. But yeah, nice little horse stable. And then there's an advanced one that is basically just four of them in a bigger cell. So that way you can have 4 horses. I don't know why you would need 4 horses, but you can. Next up, we have the warehouse. Let's go ahead. We'll throw it down. Keep the glass color. All right. So this gives you crafting tables, furnaces. This would be a great... And underwater. More crafting tables and furnaces. It does give you an infinite water source in case you need one to make whatever brewing and whatnot, because you can add brewing stands. This would be a great place for like a crafting center for like if you're building a server, to real quick throw this in, and then you can have like an area assigned to one person. Like how, I don't know if it would be programmable or how you would program it in, but have like a sign, and each person would get like their own little section, like sign, and then the furnaces can be free to use by anyone, but you can only claim what you put in. But have like one person can claim this section, one person can claim this section just for chests to have a nice little hub for if they're done farming. I don't know, it's just an idea. Same with like the horse stables. You could probably have like, build the advanced horse stable, and then people can claim like this horse stable, that horse stable, that horse stable, blah blah blah. Chicken coop would have to be a little bit different, but it'd be interesting to see what you could do with this in a server. Anyway, let's move on. We have a produce farm now. This is like the tree farm, or it's like the greenhouse mixed with the tree farm, except I like this better than the greenhouse. God, I love watching that. Okay, so the reason why am I using this? The reason I like this better than the greenhouse is while you do have all of this, and it does give you infinite water sources, so that way all of your tilled land stays, ready to farm or ready to plant. It also has like a mushroom little grow area. I'm not quite sure what would grow on these. A sand for cactus, and then soul sand for netherwort. So that way you are able to grow pretty much anything. I think netherwort grows on that. I could be wrong. You can yell at me in the comments. But you get all the glowstone, you get all the torches. It's a great way to have an even bigger farm. And again, you can even set it up to where each person can claim a whole row of land for them to use as their farm. So that way everyone gets the same amount of stuff, a fair amount of usage and all that. Anyway, I'm starting to talk about servers, which I'm not at that point yet. So again, that was the produce farm. This is the mob masher, horse stable, and then the warehouse. The warehouse does require quite a bit. There's an advanced version. I'm not quite sure what the recipe is. Anyway. Oh, Jesus. I'm okay. Wow, that was okay. All right, so here we have an instant bridge. We have a moderate house, a magic temple, and a defense bunker. And these are their corresponding crafting recipes. For the instant bridge, you need 3 double compressed stone and 6 torches. Moderate house, you need 3 starting house blueprints. The defense bunker, you need blocks of iron, you need triple compressed stone, you need coil lanterns and double compressed density. And the magic temple, you need 6 bundles of tinder, a blaze rod, enchanting table, and brewing stand. So these ones are quite a bit, well, except the instant bridge. These ones are a bit more resource heavy to build, but the payoff is quite good. We'll start with the moderate house. So let's go over here and let's see just how much this mod actually changes the environment to actually build this stuff. So we'll right click here. We'll do another house. That looks fucking awesome. And we'll keep all that stuff. We'll make the bed color black and we'll build it. Oh, well, that's not where I thought you'd spawn it off. You get a cool little, I haven't built this one before, so you get a cool little staircase. I love the doors. Oh, no pressure plates. And this gives you a lot more items to start with. Like, you get a cartography table, you get stone cutter, grindstone, you get all the different furnaces, a bed, more chests than the other one. I think it's double the chests. Nether, sweet nether. Now, each of these houses could be much different with what it actually spawns in for you. And then your mine shaft, of course. But all the stylized for a nether house is quite cool, actually. Let's look at another one of those options. Moderate house, okay. Alright, so let's build this one here. Another mountain, spruce, acacia. So the acacia has like a tree farm over here. Earthen home, I'm not quite sure what that has. Workshop would probably be more geared towards crafting and making stuff. Let's do the mountain house. Oh my. My. So this is supposed to look like it was carved out of a mountain, because you got a little waterfall there, you got vines over here. You got barrels. Oh, okay, so you get all of the same stuff. You got an anvil. You got your forgery over here. You have a mine shaft right next to it all. Up here, you got your farm. Over here, your bed. So it's got some of the same stuff. It's got most of the same stuff. It's stylized to look more like the home that you would expect it to look like by the name. It looks really cool. The amount of detail put into some of the stuff is really nice and interesting. Alright, so next up we have the instant bridge. I'm going to guess that's about 30 blocks. So let's go ahead, we'll right click. Now here you can change what it's made of, what it's going to look like. We'll do a birch bridge, why not? I'm thinking about 40. We'll make the interior height about 4. Let's preview it. Wow, I was almost right on the money. So this is basically just builds you a bridge and it gives you torches so that way mobs don't spawn on you. Let's change that up to about 46. Let's preview that again. Oh yeah, right on the money. All right. And that was right there. So let's build it. And this one, it is what it says it is. Whatever material you decide it to be made of, it makes it. It gives you a roof if you want one. It gives you torches all alongside in glass. And it's an instant bridge. So that way, if you know how far you're going to need it, or if you're looking just to make like a faster way than having to climb all the way down and then all the way back up, this is the way to do it. Just a quick, simple bridge. That's all there is to it. And it is reusable. I'm not sure how many times you can reuse it, but you can reuse it. All right, now we have a defense bunker. We're just going to straight build it. And what this gives you is an obsidian little stronghold. You get choke points, 4 choke points all the way around. And of course, you get... Oh, where's the entrance? I lost it. It's literally a stronghold because there's no way they can get through that. And then you have little spots where you can open up and fire whatever at them. Crossbows, if you have the mods for it, guns, arrows, what have you. Like, this gives you access, and then if they somehow manage to storm in, you know, break some ladders, and then you get another section of just shooting enemies. Gives you a nice way to if you're in a bind and you get chased, or if you're like I have active right now, the extreme zombie mod, like a great way to funnel in and for some protection from all of your undead friends. Next up, and last but not least, we have the magic temple. Build it. This is stylized to look, well, like an actual magic temple. But if we go inside, we get a enchanting table, which we kind of expect because it's in the crafting recipe. You got a flower pot. You get a chest, a brewing station, an infinite water source, and then a cauldron to help with your brewing. And then just stylized to look like an old magic temple. Now, I will show you this. There are a lot more blueprints that I just don't have the time to show you. Stuff like a bulldozer to clear out land. You can build structures custom by building just simple parts for it. Villager houses, underwater bases, and a new gateway to get to the end. Machinery towers, watchtowers, jails. Some of these are only accessible through creative because it's helped to make with servers. And some of these are just really large structures. And some just don't have crafting recipes, or the crafting recipes don't actually work. So, I hope you'll enjoy. Be sure to check it out. There will be a link to the mod and the wiki in the description below. This would be a really good mod. Better than the Great Architect to create a server with, because everything comes fully furnished and ready to be used right off the bat. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you know when I come up with more content, and check out some of my older mod videos. All of these mods would work really well together and be really cool to see how they would interact. So do all that, be sure to check it out, and I hope to see you all next time. So until then, have a great day, everybody.